Hello, hello, hello. Shalom. How are you doing? I hope wonderful. I hope you're doing well. Wow, really hope your health is well. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're sick, all the money in the world is not going to help you because you're sick. You don't feel good. You feel bad. You're in pain. And so that's why my hope is that you're healthy, you feel good, and you're doing, okay in these turbulent times that we're in. I just got a quick thought I want to share on you, something that the area that I'm in now caused me to think of it. I just wanted to drop it on you right quick. But go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm doing good. People are subscribing, listening, watching, and a few people are commenting positive comments about the information I've been sharing, the thoughts and everything. And this your brother, Nubian King, African brother living in Israel. This area that I'm in today is a city named Kiryat Gat, but I'm actually in Intel Corporation. You all know Intel, the chip manufacturer, and they put out the electronic product. And I drive a diesel fuel truck, 12,500 gallons, and I deliver diesel fuel around Israel. This particular project, they're expanding the Intel facility. It's a large facility. What you see here is just a very, very small portion of the Intel facility. You see the Intel logo up there on the wall. And what they're doing now is they're expanding the facilities. And I want you to look at all these cranes. They got the mobile cranes on the ground, those hydraulic cranes. They got the tower cranes. Some people call them sky cranes. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tower cranes. And on the ground, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mobile cranes. 12. Wait a minute. 13 mobile cranes on the ground. The company that owned the mobile crane, I worked for them for a short season and did not like it, to say the least. That's not why I started recording here. What it is this Intel, y'all know it's out of America Corporation, Israel, and these two countries, they don't have no end of money. America makes the dollar, Israel makes the shekel. And they've come together to expand this business. And I was just thinking about the way these Europeans do. I read a lot of history, studied a lot of history. Oh, there's another crane hiding over. There's like 15 cranes out here. And, we know how our plight has been at the hands of European. And for those of you all that don't know, European white people. Now, this ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing, no slander on white people, because, they know their history. We know their history. Everybody know their history, of how they treated black people. And, when I see major projects like these, y'all know how much money they see every single day. There's another crane sticking up. And they have another yard over there they building. Every day, they doing this. Hundreds of workers, many pieces of equipment. This diesel fuel is not cheap. Y'all know the price of fuel went up, and they paying for it. I just delivered 2,500 gallons, because they running the crane with the diesel fuel. And right across the street, is HP, Hewlett Packard. They over here. All that's Hewlett Packard, HP. You might be able to see the little logo right through there. That's the HP logo and the HP logo over there. And they tucked away over here doing they thing, getting money. This is nothing about nothing spiritual. They ain't reading no Bible. They ain't trying to teach no class. They ain't trying to save nobody. All of this right here is about MONEY, money at the end of the day. They ain't trying to teach nothing. They ain't trying to feed nobody. They all out here to get paid. Building their businesses. Look at that. Now, they got a cement factory over there they built because they're going to be pouring so much cement. That wall over there was holes that they drilled. You know, started drilling them holes for months. All they did, day and night, drill holes. Then came, and for weeks afterward, just move the dirt, move the dirt, move the dirt. And, you know, I was thinking, man, and I was a crane operator. I operated for 26 years. I operated in Canada, America, Africa, and Israel. Matter of fact, that historical project in America called the City Center Project in Las Vegas, which was the largest privately funded project in the Western Hemisphere, not just America, but the Western Hemisphere of planet Earth. It was a historical project, and I was, you know, one of the crane operators out there, and a lot of people knew me. But nevertheless, you know, as I sit here and I come in and out of these major projects and I see all these billions of dollars, I can't help but think about people living in the street. Not a few, but thousands. You know, Israel don't have a homeless problem at the level of America because Israel ain't got the number of people that America got. America got over 350 million. Israel floating around 10 million, you know, more or less, you know. I mean, I ain't checked it and all of that, but it's a bunch. But it ain't as bad as America. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, Shazam, look at all of this money these people is throwing out here. And these are major corporations. These ain't companies. These are major corporations. Big conglomerates trading on NASDAQ, Wall Street, Tel Aviv Stock Exchange. Guys sitting somewhere up in boardrooms making decisions. You understand? And all these people coming and going, and everybody getting paid. And some of them getting paid astronomical. The CEO. But at the same time, we got so many poor people all over the planet, not just in America. And I be looking, man, I'm like, damn, it ain't nothing that they do to just kind of like help the needy. You know, and none of this. This one day that they work out here, 10 hours, the amount of hundreds of millions of dollars in this one day that it's going to cost them to fuel all this equipment, pay all these workers, pay for all these supplies, license, permits, kickback, under the table, all kind of stuff. And that this one day of the week, you can't imagine how many people they can help. Now, I'm not talking about taking away from the process, because, you know, this stuff creates jobs for people, and it take care of a lot of folks. But the amount of money that it generates at the end of the process is so much left over that they don't need, and they call it profit. You know, it's like once you finish paying all your responsibility, everything that you had to pay and operating your business and running your corporation, the profit that's left over, the first quarter, they talk $2, $3, $4 billion profit. That's the point I'm talking about. The first quarter of the year, you have 4 quarters every year, and it's every 3 months. Every 90 days, close out a quarter, a fiscal quarter. And so you have January, February, March, the last day of March in the first quarter of that year. And then in April, they start telling you how they fared financially. And some corporations report profits $2-3 billion or more, 4 million more dollars profit after they paid all every bit of their responsibilities. That's the point that I'm talking about. It's no part of that profit that they think that let's do something for these people that's less fortunate. And a lot of those people out there could, okay, if you put them in a training course and give them the necessary skill to function in your corporation, bam, you got some great employees. Because these people was down on their luck, living in the street. You took them, put them in a decent place, roof over their head, some decent clothes, decent meal, and put them in class. And in a period of time, they had the skills to go in your building and sit down and do whatever work and be a asset to your company to help you make money. Okay, and then the income that they are gaining from the work is enough to put them in a nice, decent, comfortable dwelling. But they don't think that deep. They don't think that far. You know, it's like you look and see the way they react and treat people is like this scum of the earth. But here's the thing that I was thinking when I was standing out there filling this 2,000 gallon tank up. It took 10, 15 minutes. And I'm looking around and I'm thinking to myself, all of this that they're doing, expanding this business, does what? Put them in a position to be able to do more business with people. You understand? Because it's like you got Hewlett Packard across the street. There's one CEO sitting over that. He's making millions. And then you got Intel, is one CEO. He making millions. That's it, 2 people. But how do they make their money? Hewlett Packard sell all type of electronic. Intel sell electronic to who? People like me and you. Okay, and so without the people buying these products, then there's no big, huge bonuses for the CEO, the company making no money. And then if the people not buying the products, the company does what? Go out of business. And then you got tens of thousands of workers unemployed. But the point is, it is the people that's making all of this go. Like the CEOs and the up administrators, I don't know where they at. They somewhere on planet Earth. Why? Because they have enough money that they could be somewhere on planet Earth, enjoying their lives. Yachts, mansion, helicopter, 5, 6, 7-star hotel, lavish dinners, incredible affairs. While we out here sweating our chops off in the hot sun, building this stuff, making it happen. Folks walking around, dust flying, flies, noise, the hot sun. And in the end of the day, you go in damn dehydrated. You just so happy to get in a little cool space, sit down, eat you something, fall asleep. Hell, they've been on the yacht all day. Ain't never had to come off of it. And so I feel, in short, sometimes very sad for just humankind, mankind on this planet. It ain't got nothing to do with black, white, green, yellow, rich or poor. It's just the fact that we are in a situation on planet Earth where the majority of the humans are struggling or either suffering because we have a very, very few ultra, super duper, unimaginable, mind-boggling, wealthy people that do not have any desire to go outside of the box and look at all of these people that's in need and do something significant. Okay, I'm not talking about like, okay, you go out in the street and you give a homeless person $10 or $100 or hell $1,000, and they go out, get them some food, maybe a pair of shoes or something, and that's only temporary because that $1,000 is gone. But what I'm talking about is taking those homeless people and giving them skills, right? Because the last I heard, I think it was somebody, one of the tech people said that every day in the United States of America alone, there are 1 million job openings short. There are 1 million job unfulfilled in America, but they all in technology. Where you have to have some kind of skill, coding, programming, IT, cybersecurity. Okay, cool. So you got 1 million short, right? You got 1 million openings, but then you got 40, 50,000 people sleeping in the streets of LA alone. Now, out of them 40, 50,000 people, I'm sure you can find a number of people that you can take and teach them the necessary skills, programming, coding, IT, information technology, cybersecurity, in a training class, and they would do wonders, because they highly motivated. Now, I'm gonna show you proof, right? Just how much that will work here in Israel. The refugees, the African brothers and sisters that made it up here, one time they was sleeping out in the park all over Tel Aviv. Just hundreds and hundreds of brothers and sisters is out there in the park. You know what they doing now? They have taken those brothers and sisters into high-tech training classes and teaching them computer skills. And the Israelis are being blown away at the superior intellect of those African refugees, sucking up their information like sponges and turning out some incredible work. You know what I'm saying? The Israelis did it. They went out there talking to them people and said, hey, let's try this. And them African brothers and sisters is burning it up. I mean, they can't give them too much information. And so Israel is doing it already. Took them brothers and sisters, refugees, down on their luck, sleeping outside, got them in classroom, and the brother, the Israeli teaching the brother, he said that it's incredible because they are so driven, they are so focused, and they are so determined. He said, and then as I watched them, he said, I began to realize that these people had nothing. They came from war-torn countries, and some have families back there, and they depended on to change their lives and their family life. And he say they up in here like that, and they're making incredible good students. That's what he said about them Africans. Damn, they brought tears to my eyes. Damn, they brought tears to my eyes. Because all we need is a fair shot. Don't be messing with us. Don't be cheating and throwing trips and blocks and stumbling blocks. Just let us go. Give us a fair shot the same way you do your people, and watch the magic. And watch the magic. See, what they don't realize, we ain't trying to do nothing to them. White people don't even realize that. This boy that just killed these brothers and sisters here yesterday, that had nigger wrote on his rifle, that's the kind of stuff they doing. You ain't never seen no black man go out and shoot up a whole bunch of damn white people and have cracker wrote on a gun, cracker hater and all that. The one black dude in New York, he got a few people, but he didn't do as much damage as this white boy. Tell me he killed 10 people. Went into the black neighborhood and wasn't trying to hide the fact. He said, our country being taken over by niggers, and I want to stop that. So it's always them doing something to us. And we being very passive and docile and want to pray and vote and all this kind of stuff, and they don't change nothing. And so given a fair, square shot, we can get it done. we can get it done. But, you know, just that evilness, man, that you just have to admit to it. Just that evil energy that them people, too many of them people possess, boy, they just ain't gonna do it. Just don't want to do it. Just hellified. You know, it's like, I mean, when we was coming up, old folks say, boy, it's got the devil in you. You ain't fitting to live and you ain't fitting to die. You're just evil. Evil ass. You ain't fitting to live and you ain't fitting to die. That's the old folks used to say, you know. So anyway, I just, you know, was thinking about that, man. These people, like when I move around the country, Israel over here, and I was today up in up north, Netanya, you got the big cement trucks rolling in and rolling out, taking loads of cement. And you know me, I be doing my little investigation. I asked the guy, how much does a big truckload of cement cost? And they steady moving day and night. Every freaking truckload, damn near $3,000. I'm like, damn, in a yard full of them and two companies right next to each other, trucks steady rolling. The small trucks carry eight yards of concrete, and the big trailers, they carry 13. And damn near $3,000 a truckload of concrete. And they run it 24/7. Look at this big pump here. So, you know, hey, somebody got some money up in this mug. It's just like, man, you know, y'all, come on now. You know, come on. Gotta get the people a little shot. See, it's Intel over here. Operation Zone, Intel Fabrication, Fab 28, Kiryat got. They doing their thing. I just know that the energy that these individuals carry, it's terrible, man. They don't care nothing about people. Just a shame. You know, and I've thought about it, like, how in the world several billion people end up on the planet with just a handful of folks that's in control of everything make other people's lives miserable? It's not the people doing these things. It's leadership and ultra wealthy people that's making decisions to make many people's lives actually miserable. Now they're talking about a baby food shortage. You understand? A baby formula shortage. You know, it's like, what? How are these things? You know, is it that boom? We got a baby food shortage. Nobody saw that coming, and nobody was able to say, okay, let's do something to prevent that. White boy goes out, shoot up a whole bunch of folks. You know, y'all didn't see it coming, and they run around, and these heathen do things to people, and don't nobody do nothing to them. Nobody do nothing to them. It can be depressing, and the damn show be uncomfortable. How are we going to change it? When I get a good one, I'll let you know. Currently, we just passing information to try to get everybody on the same page of understanding, because when we move, you know, we won't be able to be teaching and talking and trying to explain what's going on, what we doing. So those people that are giving updates and reports and explanation and teaching history and talking, they need to do what they're doing, because your army need to be educated. Everybody needs to be on the same page as to what we doing, why we doing it. You know what I'm saying? How we gonna do it? All them things, so that when you get ready to move, you know, everybody be on the same page. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, man. It's like, wow, these people, they got the money. It ain't no question whether or not they have the money. And again, my final point: the United States government under Joe Biden talking about $40 billion to Ukraine. And you got 40,000 people living in the streets of LA that you could care less than a damn about. And just to think, the American people should be looking to get that guy and that government. And it's amazing that they're doing that with no retribution. And you got all these people in the United States of America that's struggling. The poor population in America, every day somebody dropping in that group of poor. Every day somebody ended up in the street. And your government is giving not 40,000, not 40 million, but $40 billion to another country. And when it comes to the people, it always, we gotta do a survey, we gotta do a study, we gotta find out, where the money gonna come from. We gotta set up a committee to monitor where the money going, who's going to get it, how it's going to be spent, and then we have to appoint an oversight committee to make sure that there's no corruption or wrongdoing. By the time you finish saying all that shit, you've been unlawful people. Yeah. But when it comes to what they want to do, they fast trash that stuff right through, and it's done. And it's just sad, the way, black people are carried. Sad, man. They don't want to. And that's it. They ain't thinking about no soul people, black folk. What? Please. My folks still talking about we gotta vote. Democrat vote. Oh man, at this point, it's just like my people, they see what's going on. And, it's like you just be so overwhelmed with reality of what actually happening that you just be like psychologically, mentally paralyzed, where you just don't know what to do. And you have to consider that point. That's a powerful point now, what I said. Your government is sending billions and billions of dollars out of your country to another country, and you got people in your country that's suffering, getting no money and no help. They're getting the run around. The Philip. And then ain't nobody complaining. Ain't nobody hollering and screaming and jumping up and down out there about that $40 billion in the mass protests, and they out there in the street talking about Roe versus Wade, and this nigga here is giving billions of dollars to another country. You see how they got you? They got you stuck up on something that you've been talking about, the Roe versus Wade abortion, for a long time. They always come up. But then here it is, they got ready to send this money to Ukraine, and bam, it's gone. And don't nobody know who gonna get it, what's gonna happen, the who, what, when, none of that. Whew. Damn, what a situation. I say this because I love you. I do. I love you from the basement of my heart. Yep. I love you 24/7. I love you all the time. Bye.